Hey peeps, Phoenix here, we're continuing on with Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star. In the last episode, we started the first of the mini-episodes where it's just little visits to the Shrine of New Year's. And that was just a sweet little thing to find, where we actually got to see the characters' human forms, and just see their little New Year's short adventures. But in this episode, we're actually going to tackle something with a little more depth to it. I say a little. A little. A little. The only reason I know is because I wanted to see how long this episode actually was, and it's honestly not that bad. So anyway, short episode, Legamentine's Chronicles. The most nervous day of the year is here again, but it looks as if there's someone here who doesn't like this heart-throbbing romantic day. Yeah, now we can actually enter the name. Lana? Tyrone. Of course it's okay. And I saw this as two of my favorite voice characters. I got a lot of deliveries here, sir. Where shall I put them? Deliveries? I had thought the first run would have been arriving until next week. These aren't magazines, sir. They're beans. And who here is sent away for beans? Alright, this is your first time. It's a tradition, sir. Readers always send beans dressed as their favorite characters on Legamentines. They send them to their favorite characters? Ridiculous! I've never been given beans in my life, but these people send them willy-nilly to a bunch of two-dimensional birds? Well, you're not very popular, sir. This is gross injustice! How dare they have all the fun without me, just because it's Legamentines? I don't think anyone sends beans to the editor-in-chief anywhere, sir. It's really not worth worrying about. No! This is a grave state of affairs! We must cause swift and terrible retribution to fall on the heads of those who dare have fun without me! It's Legamentines! I'm here to get beans for every birdie, but this is the place you recommended, Oka-san? Oh, that is correct! There are many beans in the basement of the High Society Seagull department store! I'm not sure if the employee's attitude or the employee's attitude, or it might even be the employee's attitude, but there's something I just don't like about this place. Then again, Oka-san is the biggest gourmet in town, so if he says it's the best, it must be the best. Let's hit it! Well, Oka-san, everything's sold out. Cool? This is not right. Are there not always great quantities of beans here, even on Legamentines? Those and those and those and those. I'll take all of them. Yes, those too. Mr. Nishikikuji. Hello there, Lana. Fancy meeting you here. Cool! This is miserable and unmanly market monopolization! That gaudy bird is trying to corner the market! Why are you doing this, Mr. Nishikikuji? How can you start hoarding the bean supply on Legamentines? Are you buying all these to give them to yourself? Just how vain and self-absorbed are you? You lack imagination, my girl. What a terrible pity. Why should I do something so low? I'm just here to get in the way of everyone who's having fun because it's Legamentines! That's low. That's so low, it's almost making me laugh. Tender, passionate young hens, swept up by the gentle, flowery winds of first love, flocked to this establishment, the foremost purveyor of celebratory legumes in the city, only to find every variety, every color, every size, sold out. Their hopes dashed at once, and they are left in despair. Ah, how beautiful. Magnificent artistic tragedy! Seems a bit convoluted even for Tokusatsu villain's plan. You'll never be happy with yourself if you keep thinking like that. At your age, Mr. Nishikikuji. Here. What is this? Courtesy beans. I'm just giving them to you to be nice, but it should still make you feel a little better about your life. Do you mock me? No, I'm just being polite. You're mocking me! Do Do you want them or not? At least this way you'll have gotten some from someone. Ugh. The gaudy pheasant seems extremely unnerved by my preferred beans. This couldn't possibly be the first time he's ever gotten beans on Leomentines, could it? So be it. I shall deign to accept them. Perhaps these beans may become the seeds of some beautiful imagination. I am busy. I'm going home. Having reconsidered his attempt to corner the bean market, the golden pheasant left. Coo! Lana stopped him! Lana is a true warrior! Half these bins have nothing left but little signs saying they're sold out, but what's up should be enough. Now the girl birds will be able to get beans for their special sunbirdie. Yep, just more short episodes like that. But we move on to the next one, I suppose, since we actually do have plenty of time. Short episode, Midnight Attack of the Nightmare. The gathering of the brilliant light shall take place in the promised land in the darkest hour when the eye of heaven closes. Can the crimson fallen angel overcome his trials and arrive in time? Oh, what? I don't get a name? The seasons of ice which freeze the spirit light tree has almost come to an end. The awakening is near. New life shall bud and grow. Those of your heart may fall victim to servants of darkness. I must take this opportunity to investigate the dark sorcerer Wallenstein's actions. Oh, hello, Higure. Are you here to turn in your supplementary assignment? No, it is not yet the time. My crimson breast tells me so. Oh, it's due tomorrow. Make sure you finish it in time. A painful test. Is there no way out? Nope. Oh! Don't worry. If there are anything you're really having trouble with, you can ask me anything. Oh, will you be coming to the observation line, correct? What? Will they be gathering of the brilliant light? Yep, that's right. There's a total lunar eclipse tonight. Yeah, why wasn't he there? They're opening up the roof tonight so we can all watch. It'll be late, so make sure you dress warmly if you come, okay? My even scarlet eye reflects a dreadful spectacle, the dead on all sides. No, the frenzied moon was the cause of it all. We must not repeat this tragedy. The Doctor Rufa can't wait. I must prepare for the gathering of the brilliant light. The Pangea Blue Vijnana, Lunar Carmine, the legendary sacred bow, Holy Slasher. Will I require anything more? On nights when the moon is swallowed by darkness, the barrier between the world and the surface, and that which is hidden behind it, say Delna grows thin. A terrible threat shall descend when the eye of heaven closes. If it is as a forbidden epic relates, the name of that threat alone can control the great vastness of darkness. Yoshio! Aren't you going to school to see the moon tonight? Are you going to eat before you go? I will eat and then I will go. Come down in 30 minutes then, okay? When are you leaving the house? At 11. If I fall asleep, then wake me. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Gaze into the dark void of space, oh holy slasher. You and I together shall pierce these accursed midnight heavens. My crimson insights are replete with the silver beams. To think that the nighttime demon known as fatigue would be so hard to conquer. Perhaps it was a mistake to partake of the savory dinner before the battle. No, not yet. Persevere, or weak, unreliable eyelids. Nonsense. I am the Crimson Angel of Tuzuka. I shall not be vanquished so easily. Weren't you going to school, Yushio? It's past 11. Yushio! Yushio, wake up! Oh, Yushio. If you're going to sleep, at least get into your bed. There we go. Aww. So he just fell asleep beforehand. I'll be honest, it makes sense. Alright, well, I think we can sneak in one more. Short episode, Albert's secret. Albert is the crow employed as Sakuya's butler. Apparently, Yuya doesn't care for him. The super agent is mobilizing all his resources to investigate this mysterious butler. Aw. Yes, this is terribly suspicious. A footprint here, another there. I didn't want to consider this possibility, but perhaps. Salutations, Sakuya. Bah! The idiots always come crawling out of the woodwork as soon as the frost melts. And by idiots, I mean you. Harsh from the get-go, as always. Come on, can't you show me one of your happy springtime smiles as we feel joy and gaiety at the turn of the seasons? Why should I smile because it's spring? You're gibbering nonsense as always. What am I supposed to be, the March Hare? Anyway, what do you want? I don't remember inviting you. And in any case, I'm forbidden by father to speak with you. Don't worry, I know. I'm going to be moving to college next week. I won't be too far away, but I thought I'd drop by to let you know. Why would I care where you live? Where are you hoping for a surprise housewarming? Well, you know, as your brother, I'd be really happy to have you drop by once in a while to hang out. If you feel like it, you know. Do you mean to insult me, Mongrel? Hardly. Of course I don't. Anyway, my address is on here. If you need help with anything, just let me know. Even if I ever did, you'd be the last person I'd ask. I'd like to think I come in handy at a pinch at least. More like you show up and act like you've got everything under control, but then at the end are completely useless. Why don't you just get your act together already? Sharp words. Oh, such sharp words. Not that I mind. In that case, why not give me a call when you're not in trouble? What are you talking about? Do you think I have the time to be... Master Sakuya. Ah, Albert. What is it? Your afternoon tea is ready, sir. But you appear to be busy, so I shall serve it later. No, I shall take it now. Pay this imbecile no mind. Understood, sir. Right. We're brothers, no need for formality. That is not what I meant. Will you be staying for tea, Master Yuya? Nah, I'll pass. I'm on my way to meet someone. Nice talking to you, Sakuya. I do. Now, where near's the man with the yellow crest? Ah, there it is. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No, you're just on time, Sakazaki Yuya. Sit down, I'll make this quick. The info you requested came in. I had them do a background check on Albert, the crow working for the LaBelle family.
That was fast. What'd you turn up?
It's just you thought. He's not a butler.
Right.
And you already found something out.
No, it's just much. Felt comfortable around him.
Were you poking into his history because you don't like his personality?
Hardly. But not that childish. You can feel the tension just by standing next to him. It doesn't feel like discern at all. Is he a spy? It takes one good one, as they say.
No, but you're not far off. He's an assassin.
Who's he targeting? The head of the family or...
Calm down, youngster. He's been with the LaBelle family for more than 5 years. If he was after one of them, he'd be done and been gone 5 years ago.
Waiting for a signal.
Can't really argue with that. Sit back down, Sakazaki. Killing is his job. Confronting him without knowing his target and a client is too risky.
True. Sorry. Let me know if anything else turns up.
That's better. Know your opponent before you strike. His full name is Albert Allen Alkin. People in the community know him as the Faceless Triple Eights.
Sounds like something out of an RPG.
His high success rate has earned him reputation, but he doesn't stick with one client long, so not many people know what he looks like. That's where it comes from. Don't think. It turned up now of all times.
Have you met him before?
No, not in person. An old friend and a co-worker went up against him in his final mission. That's all. Happens a lot if you can stick around long enough. Don't sweat it. Just remember it. Don't give up on anything just because it's him. We'll stay cautious and investigate everyone involved with the LaBelle family.
I'm going to stake out the mission. I'll let you know if anything happens. Now I've been standing here for a few days. Nothing's happened. What's he up to? Every night he comes out and stands completely still. Right there. Is he watching for intruders? Can't read him at all. Directly above him is a window. Looks like a bathroom. He would be standing there for some sort of sick foyer or something. And it's always been a good place to go to look for messy sort of crimes. He would be standing there because sharp dagger appears in his wing and he takes off. You think I'll let you? Master Yuya, I am aware that you don't like me. May I ask that you not interfere in my work all the same? Talk, now. Who hired you? Who's your target? I am not permitted to say. Forgive me. If you won't talk, then I'll make you. Unfortunately, it is time for me to go back to work. If you have some business with me, then please, call again. Gah! Sakuya, run! Run! Sakuya! It was a success, well done. Did you take them alive? They surrendered as soon as they saw my blade. I took them without injuring them, as you directed me.
Merry Christmas! No, don't hurt us!
I knew it was you, you reprobates. You will feel the back of the hand of justice for this. First, I shall... Get away from him, Sakuya! What are you doing here, Sakazaki? Albert is after your life. Get out of here.
Merry Christmas! What is happening?
You seem to have misunderstood. These white things have been infiltrating and making use of my bathroom for the past few days. I asked Albert to capture them in the act. Infiltrating?
Merry Christmas! What a nice bath it is! Me and Kaka's favorite!
That doesn't mean you can come in and use it. But, wait. Do you know who he is? What on earth are you talking about? Albert is my butler. Nothing more and nothing less. I saw him with a dagger. I told him he could threaten them into submission if they resisted. Sakuya, he's an assassin. Yes, and... You already knew? Correct. What's going on here? You know he is, but you keep him around anyway. Yes, that's right. Is there something wrong with that? Of course there is. A professional assassin would place himself in an aristocrat's household just for fun. He must be after your life or your father's. There's no other way. I see. You misunderstood terribly and came running here to tell me about it. How like the commoner you are.
Merry Christmas! Things are getting complicated. Me and Kaka don't know what to do. Merry Christmas! Me and Kaka will sit here and say nothing until you finish talking.
Please do. This will take some time. Shall I explain to Master Yuya for you, sir? No, it is fine. I'll do it. It certainly sounds like I'm missing something here. I would love it if you could clue me in. What is an assassin doing in the LaBelle household? Who is he working for? As you can see, he is working for me. As a butler and as an assassin. What? Have you sunk that far into the intrigues of nobility, Sakuya? No! Don't let me in with those fools who can't get anything done without sneaking around in the shadows! But you employ an assassin. That's right. An assassin needs a target. Who are you after, Albert? Master Sakuya. What? I knew it! I can't let you live! Good gracious, calm down before someone gets hurt. Let me tell you the story from beginning to end. then maybe you'll understand why I keep him with me. Must have been about 6 years ago now. I was still living in the mansion in southern France. Albert arrived just as the last leaves were falling at the start of winter. Apparently he'd been referred by head butler, and so he was hired. My first impression of him was as a disturbingly elaborate apparatus. He was always businesslike, and after a while I started to doubt that he had emotions of his own at all, while he was the most capable of our servants. His cold demeanor made him hard to approach. It was a little questionable for a butler. Even the other servants found him distasteful. I felt some respect for his capability, though. He would wake before anyone else and only go to the bed after everyone was asleep. Or maybe he never slept at all. I don't think anyone ever saw him fall asleep.
Good night, Master Sakuya. What about
you, Albert?
What about me, sir? Aren't you
going to sleep? You will be out here on the late for Aaron father last night, weren't you not?
That is nothing, sir. Please do not concern yourself with me.
In any case, he worked hard. He never missed a detail. He was strong and he was smart. If it weren't for his attitude, he would have been the perfect butler. He could easily handle the work of 10 people. Soon the servants who had always trailed after me grew fewer and fewer, until it was just Albert and me. The incident happened on a snowy night in late winter. Father, mother, and the other children had been invited to a party across the border. He was entrusted with the house and the preparations for an assembly we were planning to hold in the mansion soon after. It was a great honor. Father had already singled me out as his favorite for the succession. It was an opportunity for me to gain some of the experience I would need as the next head of the family. But there were others who didn't think so well of me, and the snowy night must have seemed the perfect chance to get rid of me once and for all. Let me go! Who are you? Such fine plumage. You are the fourth son of the LaBelle family, yes? Who's asking? Unhand me, villain! There are some people who feel that your life places them at a disadvantage. And you're so young, too. What a pity. But this is my job. Only your blood to blame. The blade grown cold as ice in the winter air, neatly severs the carotid artery. Brilliant red spreads wildly across the floor. But it wasn't coming from me. Albert? This was not the most desirable outcome. The assassin who had pinned me from behind crumpled silently to the floor. Standing on the other side of the pool of blood was the Black Crow. Albert wiped the blood from his blade and knelt to examine the corpse. I must thank you, Albert. If you had been a few seconds later...
Yes. A few seconds later, and I too would have been unable to fulfill my contract.
Contract? Albert was leaning over the body, and I couldn't see his face. It was probably as blank as always anyway.
But, unfortunately, it would appear that my client has voided the contract anyway. This is the same paper as was given to me. I won't be removing you now, Master Sakuya.
Gruesome intrigues aren't uncommon amongst the powerful elite. It was the first time I'd become involved in one myself, but I'd heard people I'd met at parties or the like disappearing, being murdered or having suspicious accidents any number of times. But I didn't understand. An assassin was targeting me. Albert killed the assassin, but Albert was targeting me as well. Was this just a fight over prey? You came here to kill me?
Yes, sir. That was my intention.
Was?
My client has violated the contract, so I no longer have any reason to do so.
I have a mountain of questions for you, Albert. You will answer them.
All pacts of confidentiality have been voided by my client's violation. What do you want to know, sir?
He remained as distant as ever while I questioned him. Apparently the circumstances were as follows.
There were 5 children by different mothers in the LaBelle household. An elder sister, an older brother, twin brothers, and me. The LaBelle family had always chosen its heirs on ability, and I, the youngest son, was clearly the favorite. But my stepmothers were not going to take that lying down. The mother of my eldest brother had hired Albert to infiltrate the mansion under the guise of a butler and wait for an opportunity to kill me. That night, she became impatient. She had another assassin independently of Albert. You slipped in as a butler, as you were ordered. You were never liked, but you were hardly treated as a stranger. If she wanted to kill me, would it have been more certain to just wait for you to finish me off? I can understand why she would bring in another assassin now of all times. I can only guess that the client became impatient. I have been with you for longer than I had estimated, so perhaps she feared that her plot had been exposed. It would seem that I did not gain her complete confidence. At that I regret. Do you mean to say that she was afraid that you, having grown close to me, would be unable to carry out your orders? And so she brought in an unrelated third party? I am terribly sorry that I was not able to deliver that full value to her. Had she but given the signal, I would have been able to complete the contract at any time, but... He was as detached as ever, unconcerned that it was his very target that he was speaking to. Perhaps his black feathers really do hide a machine, but no flesh and blood at all. Strangely, his calm was infectious. It was amusing, and at the same time allowed me to remain composed while I considered my own position. The client contracted me to take care of you, Master Sakia, but at the same time interfered with my work before giving me the signal to act. Had you died, I would be unable to complete the contract. Well, it's true. The only place a man can rest without fear of the assassin's blade is his own grave. Master Sakia must remain alive if he is to be assassinated. I took care of this gentleman here to preserve that state of affairs. You mean it wasn't out of your devotion and love for me? Oh, you mince words, Albert. Indeed, sir. Now then, do you have any more questions, sir? I fear it is time for me to depart. You're leaving our service? As I mentioned, the client annulled our contract by calling in a third party. I shall be returning to my usual world until I am called upon by the next client. Your usual world? Wait, couldn't you be rehired and come after me again? I cannot say. That will depend on who approaches me. I was sure after that night's events of what I had suspected all along. He had probably thrown away whatever emotion he was born with long ago. He followed his own rules with the utmost perfection, and beyond that, nothing. He would leave the mansion, and if he were hired to target me again, he would kill me without hesitation or remorse. Wait, Albert! I shall not allow you to leave! Stay! I am not a butler, Master Sakuya. This mansion is not the place for me. I will hire you! If you mean as a butler, then I must refuse. If it is as an assassination you are after, then we can talk. If I let him out of my sight, he will surely become a threat. I had to keep him here. But I can't hire him as a butler. A bodyguard? No, he wouldn't accept that either. Meaning, yes, Albert, I want you to as an assassin. And who will be the targeted? Me. You, Master Sakuya? That's right. Is that not allowed? I cannot think of any precedent, but there is no reason it should not be. In that case, I order you to remain in the LaBelle household under the guise of a butler and await my signal. Understood. Let us write up the contract. In other words, I am Albert's client and his target as well. Clever, don't you think? It does let you keep him by, provided you don't give him that signal. Besides, Albert is excellent. If someone else in the mansion were to make an attempt on my life, he'd protect me with his own. After all, he can't kill me if I'm already dead. Indeed, sir. That Sounds like a pretty hair-triggered kind of relationship. But at the same time, it's a good way of keeping tabs on an otherwise dangerous assassin. I don't know something yet, it still bothers me. Just who do you think I am? Any true aristocrat needs to have a dangerous pawn or two at hand. I don't like you, Albert. Looks like you seem to have the sword now. But if you do end up winning, I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth and back. Remember that. Understood, Master Yuya.
Merry Christmas! Everybody looks so serious. Mirakaka can't handle this kind of pressure. Merry Christmas! We'll make our escape while they're distracted. Hooray!
Get back here, you two! I haven't lectured you yet!
Merry Christmas!
After them, I will catch them and bring them back here. Understood, sir.
Huh. Well, that's kind of an interesting story. Longer than I thought it'd be, but interesting nonetheless. Oh, boy. I would do the last one, but I get the feeling I'm running out of time. So I think I'll end it here, and I'll save the last one, well, for last. So then, there's actually a couple more I seem to need to unlock. I don't know how, but I'll figure that out eventually. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Later.